Hello, welcome to Let's Play Brogue. Let me minimize that. I want to play the weekend contest because I don't work today. It's Saturday, November 10th, 2018. And I want to play the weekend contest. So when I play the weekend contest, it is supposed to look like this when I start. So let's go ahead and start that up and see where we get. That looks the same. So I think I'm in the right seed. I've been getting better at Brogue, and by better I mean better for me because I find Brogue to be more difficult than NetHack, which is the roguelike that got me started into roguelike games. And so I find Brogue more difficult, and I don't very often make it to depth like 14, 15. Occasionally I do, when I have a really good run. I, not too long ago, had my best game so far, where I made it to like depth 24, 26, something like that, crazy deep, and was like one-shotting dragons and stuff. It was great. But then I died, of course. But, so I am hoping that one of these times I will have another really good run like that. That particular run was with, of all things, a runic mace. And I am not normally a big fan of maces, but the particular runic multiplicity just did a really good job of offsetting the weakness of maces, specifically with the multiplicity runic. Of course, in 1.7.5, maces are buffed anyhow because they have knockback. So the delay you get, where things get an extra turn, instead of getting an extra turn to attack you, most things that aren't double speed, wraiths for example are double speed, but most things can use that turn to step back close to you, but that's all. They can't actually hit you in that time, which is a nice improvement over the way maces were in the previous version. But with the runic that I had, it was multiplicity. The mace would knock back whatever it was hitting, and then 3 or 4, depending on how highly enchanted I had, originally 3 and later 4, spectral maces would appear, and basically turn everything to mist. And by everything, I mean whatever enemies were in the vicinity. Up to 2 or 3 of them. It was great. It was quite powerful. And I'm not used to seeing maces in such a positive light, but that was a really good run. Now, I did have some other useful things that run. I had some good charms and staves and things, so it wasn't just the mace. I think I had good armor as well. Ooh, a warpike. Now, warpike is overall my favorite weapon in this game right now, in the current... Okay, I'm about to say in the current meta, which I really shouldn't because I hate that phrase, but be that as it may, in the current balance of the game, the way it is, doesn't really have anything to do with the way players are playing, like you usually think of with meta, but it has to do with the way this version of the game is balanced. In 1.7.3, axes were my favorite weapon mechanic, but the AI improvements in 1.7.4 nerfed axes, and so then I preferred the sword type. So like sword, broadsword. Oh, that's interesting. That means that's going to be an easy one to get. Now, should I test out... If I'm feeling risky, I'll test out that leather armor. The problem is it can be negative or potentially even negative runic, which would basically be instant death. not instant. Actually, it's much more slow and drawn out than instant, but it almost certain death. If you get like Armor of Immolation and you don't have a way to get it off, yeah, that's very bad. Okay, but I have Firebolt here. I would like to ID that armor, but I think for the moment I'm going to wait. Let's wait and see what this door key gives me. Alright, there's got to be a vault around somewhere, because I have a key for it. There it is. What are my options? It's a staff vault. Firebolt /3, but I already have Firebolt. Conjuration is good at higher enchants, but at /2 it's not so good. Obstruction is so situational. Let me test my Firebolt out and see what it is. If it's /2, I might take that /3 Firebolt. But the Firebolt I have is already /3. I think I'm going to take the Obstruction. It's awfully situational, but I think it's what I'm going to take. If I find another Obstruction, I'll bring it back and switch it out for something. Okay. I have a war pike. Of course, I haven't tested it for cursing yet. Since I haven't identified Potions of Strength or Scrolls of Enchantment yet. Now, that scroll I have 3 of could be enchantment, but this early it might not be, because I'm only on depth 4. Alright, I think we're going to go down this way. I don't dare. I'm going to have to throw a dart. I hate spending darts on conjurers because I like to save them for monkeys. But in this case, I have Firebolt, so what I really have to do is save the darts for situations like that where there's swamp gas and I do not dare set off Firebolt because it'll kill me. As I discovered once, very deep in the dungeon, much to my chagrin, in a situation where I, if I'd known, could have done something very different. Fire immunity doesn't even help you if you are in swamp gas and set off Firebolt. You would think that fire immunity would make that a completely harmless situation for you, but in Brogue it doesn't. So yeah, I can understand if it was fire resistance, but no, it's called immunity, but it's not real It only makes you immune to some fire effects, not not explosions. Javelins. Okay, so I officially don't really have to worry about running out of darts. I can go ahead and freely use them. That's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. And my pack is full, so I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to start identifying something, probably potions. I think I will put it off till early depth 6 here. So let me drop the food, the javelins, because I still have plenty of darts right now, the leather armor, because I'm not going to try it out until I start identifying potions, the war pike, likewise, the cobalt wand. I think 5 will be enough inventory space to let me pick up whatever is over here. There won't be that much. Okay, I didn't actually need any of that inventory space, but better to have it than not. And now my pack is full, and I need... Of course, it's also depth 6, so I need to start identifying things anyway, because it's depth 6. I could see an ogre or a vampire bat at any time. Either one of which could easily end my game at this point. Okay, the war pike is +0. The leather armor is worthless because it's identical to what I've already got. I identified both bad scrolls, so that's good. I'm going to call them so I recognize future ones as being bad scrolls. Now, that doesn't make all scrolls completely harmless, because there are quote-unquote good scrolls that are useful in some cases, but dangerous to use in any random situation if you don't know what you're doing. For example, the Scroll of Shattering can really... it creates a lot of light, and it can really draw monsters straight to you, and creates an open area, and just in general can be dangerous to use if you aren't careful. But if you're careful, it's theoretically a positive scroll. It's not outright harmful. Let's see, was there another one there? Oh, Scroll of Negation is dangerous to use if you aren't careful, but if you're aware of the fact that it's a possibility, you can just set things up so it won't be a problem by, like, not having things you don't want to negate sitting on the ground near you at the time. Negation, if you happen to be running an ally build, is very dangerous. But I don't run ally builds very often, so that's seldom relevant for me. Okay, where am I in terms of inventory space? I got room for a couple more items, because I dropped my useless things. No? Okay, we have to go back up around then. Okay, don't want to go that way. There's usually not much to be gained by fighting a goblin totem group if you can just go around. Sometimes you have to fight the goblin totem group in order to get where you need to go. But if you don't have to, there's often not much to be gained by doing it. Let's see, that was paralysis. The thing about totem groups is, as long as the totems are there, those goblins will not wander far afield. They will stay there with that totem. So you don't have to worry about them later coming up on you while you're fighting something else, or anything like that. They're basically stationary. Okay, one goblin did follow me there, but... okay. But the whole group didn't. It stayed with the totem, as is normally what will happen. Okay, it looks like I might need to go past there. In which case, let's heal up. I have one left remaining unidentified negative potion that I could throw. Let's go ahead and identify... yes, that's strength. My duplicate positive potion. There, kill it. Sometimes it's strategically important to get rid of the totem so that the goblins will not stay all in a group in that location. Oh boy. The firebolt. I want to get here so that it will then follow me through the grass and burn itself to pieces. I want to regain my health. Okay, and I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat the mango. I always eat mangoes preferentially because they take up a full inventory slot but provide less nutrition. So it's better not to be carrying multiple mangoes around. It's more efficient use of inventory space to eat the mangoes and carry the food rations. And inventory space is very important in Brogue. Much more so than in most other roguelikes, because Brogue is very unforgiving about inventory space. In the first place, you don't have that much of it, but more to the point, there are no boom. There are no containers of any kind. I think Brogue is one of only 2 roguelike games I've ever played that are substantial and yet not like dinky little ones like like this, like Baconist here, which is, I'm not sure that even counts as roguelike. It's such a dinky little thing. But anyway, non-trivial roguelikes that don't have containers. Rogue is the other one. Rogue itself doesn't have containers. Most roguelikes have containers in one form or another. Angband doesn't have, as far as I know, portable containers, but it has your home level, which sort of functions as a container. Anyway, I died, so we're going to end the recording here, and I will catch you perhaps another time, or you will catch me perhaps another time, or however that works. This is the part of the recording where I should probably tell you how to use YouTube's features if I were going to be a hip YouTuber, but I'm not.